Okay, here's the deal. The world is changing rapidly, and so many people are suffering in many different types of domains. Okay, we've got social media destroying young people in many different ways. We've got the price of things increasing and it becoming more difficult to live in many areas, especially cities. And we've just got overall a difficulty in people being able to find a foothold in society. So you may feel stuck in your life, in your journey. You may feel that there's no hope, that you don't even know where to go or what to do next. If you feel this way, you are not alone. And in most cases, it's not your fault, because we see increasingly that the old systems that sort of propped up society are beginning to not only change, but also are becoming antiquated. They're no longer useful in our new world that is changing rapidly. And so we need to be able to change because the systems will not. Today, I wanted to be a little bit more real and discuss this feeling of stuckness that a lot of people, I'm sure, are feeling, especially young people, and sort of try to understand, what it is and maybe how we can change it, how you can change it. So first, what is stuckness? Everybody's journey is different, but the feeling of stuckness is somewhat ubiquitous. Whether you're in your early 20s or your late 20s or even your 30s or 40s, this feeling of stuckness is something that we can all sort of understand, despite it feeling a little bit different for everybody in some regard. Perhaps you are stuck at a job that doesn't pay well, it doesn't care about you at all. Perhaps you just entered the workforce and you are finding that the career you chose, or more specifically the career that you went after because of everybody else telling you that it was a good career, or society telling you that you simply need to find a career, and now you have a degree and a somewhat difficult job that you don't even really enjoy. In these feelings, you may feel stuck. You feel unsatisfied, unfulfilled, and lost. The cornerstone of stuckness, as we are calling it for now, is this idea that you want something more out of life, but you just can't grab it, you can't reach it, you don't know how to get there, you don't even know sometimes if it's possible. The pain and apathy that comes along with this is truly heartbreaking, and is sadly something that I know personally very well. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about how we can sort of get out of that stuckness. But understand this, no two people have the same journey. Your journey is uniquely your own, and while it may seem like there might not be any hope or any path forward, I want to tell you today that there is. Not because of any spiritual message or false hope. I tell you this because hope is something that we cultivate inside ourselves, in spite of the world telling us differently. Hope is something that you derive from inside yourself, not from TikTok, not from your parents or your family, not from some wayward guru on the internet. So, how can we change? As is my style with these videos, I like to give you guys actionable steps or things that you can actually do today, tomorrow, next week, what have you, to actually start making progress. So let's get to the first biggest obstacle in your path right now, today, and it is yourself. More specifically, your mindset, the thoughts, perceptions, and habits that make up you as an individual. You see, your brain is the CPU of your entire existence. It filters your thoughts, it moves your body, and it allows you to see, hear, and taste. This spongy organ can be both your biggest ally and your worst enemy. Therefore, if you let your mind run unfettered without controlling it, you risk losing control of yourself. I guarantee you that there are some thoughts that pass through your head on an hourly or daily basis that you do not control, or you sometimes don't even notice. The negative thoughts and perceptions are what keep you chained. Like, I can't do that, that seems scary, that sort of thing will never work for me. All of these things are false. They are not real. They are just thoughts in your mind that, for the most part, your brain sort of picks up and shows you, either because of past experiences or even out of survival. Your brain never wants you to leave your comfort zone, because if you leave the comfort of your cave, metaphorically speaking, I'm not sure how many of you live in a cave, but some of you might, but your brain does not want you to leave that comfortable cave because you risk being attacked by the saber-toothed tiger. So it always prioritizes safety and comfort. So we want to change that. The first step in changing yourself is changing your mindset. Here's one method you can try. Find or create a list of 5 to 10 affirmations, so positive sentences that you can say over and over again to yourself, and repeat these to yourself every day or whenever you feel sort of negative thoughts creeping up. Do this for 3 months. If that's too hard, do it for 2 months. If that's too hard, do it for 1 month. Then if that's too hard, do it for a week or even a day. The goal here is to start taking action today. Start placing little habits here and there in your life that you can do daily, and you can sort of work towards a larger goal or result. We don't want to think about grand sweeping changes of like, I'm going to do this for a year. I'm going to go and doing this for 3 hours every day and I'm not going to give up. You want to start small. Small is where you build, mountains, okay? The small steps are where you see the biggest compounding effects long term. So start small with a small habit like this. You can also do a gratitude journal. I actually like that as well. You can also meditate, whatever works best for you. The goal here is to start replacing those negative thoughts, perceptions, and patterns with positive ones. You literally need to feed your brain positive things if you want it to get the picture, okay? You want to start controlling your brain by saying, hey, we're not focusing on the negative anymore. We're only doing positive, okay? So you want to focus on the positive, start small habits like this, and start working to change your mindset. Okay, next up, I want you to think about what your ideal self looks like. So take a moment, think about that. I'll wait. Okay, that's good for now. Now, you may have asked yourself or thought about, where do you live? Who do you live with? What are you doing? What are your hobbies and passions? What are you giving back to the world? So you may have seen a portion of like what is important to you inside. And this is the key. When you're in sort of this stuckness, when you feel stuck in life, you feel like you're in sort of a crisis. You're in one place, but you want to be somewhere else. And so what that typically means is that, and what typically occurs is we don't even know where we want to go or what we want. Particularly if you're young, you typically don't understand really fully who you are, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what you like, what you dislike, and where you want to go, what you want to do in life. And this is normal. So one of the next things we want to do here is actually just simply sit with ourselves, okay? Because we want to understand ourselves. In our modern world, we are constantly inundated with noise. Do you want to scroll on TikTok for 2 hours? Do you want to play video games? Do you want to take a drug that'll numb your emotions and your thoughts? Rarely do we ever sit down and check in with ourselves. What do I want? How is this making me feel? Is this what I really want? Where am I going in life? All these different questions we can ask ourselves are sort of drowned out by what we need to get done, what happened in the past sometimes, and basically only these other things outside of ourselves. You see, when we set out to do something in this world, it cannot be because of something someone else told us. It cannot be a dream given to us from someone else, from family, parents, society. It has to be supremely from within yourself. It has to be something that you want in this world. Because I'll tell you right now, when the hard times come, as they will assuredly come, your strength and determination will not come from what society expects of you, what your friends and family expect of you, what the internet tells you. What it'll come from is from within, from what you want. With that said, here's the action you can take to find out what you want. So what I want you to do is find a nice quiet place, particularly away from humans if possible. In nature is also a great place. And I want you to do one of two things. You will either write down your thoughts in a journal. So just simply write in a journal, piece of paper or digital, piece of paper preferred, but either one. Or you can simply just sit with yourself and think. So from this practice, what I want from you is I want you to figure out what you want in life. I want you to delve deep into yourself and think past all that stuff of like what I need to do, what other people want me to do, what society wants me to do, and really dig as far deep as you can into your own self to find what you want out of life. Okay, and note that down. Think of it this way. If your demise was guaranteed next month, what would you have wanted to accomplish? What do you want to leave behind the world? What do you want to offer the world in that 1 month you have left to live? In there is what your purpose is, or what you may find to be your purpose. So discover yourself, find out what you want, and never let it go. All right, so next up, we've got the final step you can take here to get out of this sort of stuckness zone, and that is simply enough, taking action. That's pretty much it, really. So I guess we'll see you next time. Okay, no, but seriously, one of the biggest contributors to success is continuous action, okay? I always like to say that life is pretty much 20% planning and 80% execution, okay? Everything is in the action, the execution. Now, if you're a perfectionist like me, you find that you often get stuck in planning and sort of thinking about things so much that you actually postpone just taking action, just getting started. Okay, but that is a fallacy, really. You need to get started as soon as possible, okay? It does not matter how difficult, how painful, how awkward, or incapable you might seem when doing the thing. What matters is that you start taking action, okay? And what matters as well is continuous action. You are going to come to some sort of obstacles where you will feel like you should give up. You should not give up. You should keep taking action, and you can keep taking action as long as you never lose sight of your goal, which you want to achieve, as we learned in the previous step here. So for example, if you wanted to be a business owner or the entrepreneur type, as is the focus of this channel in particular, you want to forego constant planning and thinking of like, you know, what is the best business model, and where should I be in AI, or should I be in real estate? What is the best business plan? Don't worry about all that too much. What you want to do, especially with being a business owner and entrepreneur, is you want to get started as soon as possible. Start figuring out the landscape. Where are your strengths? Where are your weaknesses? Start gaining skills. Start doing things. Every action you take today brings you one step closer to your goal tomorrow. Okay, so start taking action. Also, here's a pro tip. Every failure, I don't typically like to use the word failure, but I use stumblings because it's a little bit different, but they're pretty much the same thing. But every failure is a good thing. It's a great thing, actually, because you get to learn something new. Every failure or stumbling is the perfect chance for you to grow in some way, whether it be any sort of sales failure. You've learned something new. Maybe you took a project in the wrong direction, or you sort of overpromised in some way. You've learned something new. You always have the chance to learn something new when there is a stumbling or failure. So don't be afraid of the failures or stumblings. Get in there and start taking action, all right? That's it. I hope that helps. Those are 3 key areas that you can work on that can actually take you places if you have consistent sort of focus on improving them, growing yourself, cultivating this betterness within you. Okay? Look, the world is a tough place. Can be a sad place. There's a lot of things going on, but I want to say that I believe in you, in your ability to achieve what you want to achieve. Now all you need to do is believe in yourself. As always, thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you like, subscribe if you like, and I hope you have a great day. Until next time.